Welcome back to our F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. This is the US Grand Prix. As per usual though, we've got a bunch of stuff to go and do on the calendar. For example, the main thing we've got right now is our sponsor renewal. Now, some of you guys may remember these guys, Sudu, who we signed a little while ago, who pay us an absurd amount of money for achieving the fastest lap in any session. And since we signed them, it has been going super well. And as it turns out, if I come through the list of sponsors that we have available for us, Lugna, I believe is how you pronounce them, for the exact same goal. Unfortunately, they pay a little bit less, but it's still some really good money for something I'm going to be doing anyways. Welcome to the squad, Lugna. After our sponsor stuff, though, we've got a bunch of time on our activity timeline where we can either do some title sponsor stuff, G-Force training, or aero department. I think we've got to go with some title sponsor stuff. We've got an invitational event in the middle right there, and then we've got 5 more days over here to do some other stuff, and I think I want to do this for the 500 team acclaim. You guys have been telling me team acclaim is one of the most important things in this game. It brings you more money from your sponsors. It levels up your team so you can sign more sponsors and a bunch of things like that. Also signing other drivers. So let's go for that. Super important. If we move over to our facilities stuff, we don't have anywhere enough money to go and do any of that stuff. So we will come back to that a little bit later. After that, we come over to our R&D tree, where first of all, take a look at this. We have overtaken McLaren now. We also need to focus on some of these things. We need to adapt all of these orange parts to next season's specifications or we will lose them. So let's go in 550 resource points there. And let's just use up all of our resource points. It's super important we keep this stuff. Another 300 resource points there, and we can afford one more. Let's go for that as well. And we're left with 140 resource points. We've still got a couple of things to do, but honestly, we're already looking pretty good. Anyways, with all of that stuff out of the way, let's advance some time on the calendar. I know you guys keep telling me to go and do the invitational events, but honestly, they are so boring. I cannot bring myself to go and do them. So we're gonna skip out on that one and we will arrive in Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. I am gonna go bang out all of the practice programs as we usually do, bang out our sponsor objectives as well, and then we will rejoin back out here for qualifying. So welcome to Circuit of the Americas. We nailed all of our practice programs and our sponsor objectives, and now it's time to nail qualifying as well. I will be honest, the car was actually a little bit sluggish out here. Like, I tried to do a qualifying sim to see what type of times that I could do, and the car just felt a little bit heavy. We'll see what we're able to do with this car today. I'm not really going in with the highest of expectations. I know this circuit's super well. It's just I don't know if this car is good enough to get it around here. Lewis Hamilton's currently got provisional pole. We bring it around the final corner with a massive slide, and we're 2.2 seconds off. Oh, man. Yeah, we've got some new upgrades in the car and stuff, and we are going to be a little bit faster, but yeah, the Mercedes are still definitely on the OP side of things. Here we go for lap number 2 at Circuit of the Americas. We have dropped down to P20. Yeah, we gotta pick up the pace a little bit. So let's go and do this one with no talking. Probably gotta watch out for the track limits. Let's do this one. Yo, that is what happens when you go full send in the NCP car. 1 second green as we take the IndyCar line through their final corner of Circuit of the Americas. Don't spin it out. 1.3 seconds green. We were 20th and we move up to P9. That is what I'm talking about. Even Mick Schumacher had an amazing qualifying. GG, buddy. We are truly rocking the midfield. Now we're very close to Carlos Sainz in that McLaren, which is slower. than ours. So welcome to Austin, Texas and Circuit of the Americas. Maybe some people have some penalties. Obviously, we took that huge grid place penalty last time, so it's definitely possible that some of these guys might be in a similar situation. Rough start for Valtteri Bottas after dominating so many of the races, starting up in P6. Lando Norris out-qualifies Mick Schumacher in P13. Lovely stuff from him. Fellow Canadian down in P18. Haas is struggling and the Williams struggling even more. No grid penalties though. Okay, so race strategy right off the start is obviously I want to swing it to the outside around here because we can take the wide line all the way through, which switches back to the inside. That's going to be my goal. Oh, and it's a 2 pit stop strategy, soft to mediums. I'm really going to hope there's a safety car out here today because that's a little bit interesting. Without further ado though, lean revs, clutches in, rev it up. And away we go for the American Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz spits some smoke out the back of that McLaren. I've got the outside. Can I follow Alex Albon through? There's been contact through corner 1 that looked like a bright red, almost front wing of one of the Ferraris as I move up to P7. I couldn't really get around the inside of anybody there, but Valtteri Bottas scares the Red Bull of Alex Albon, and with that, we move up to P6 now as we're running it with the big boys. That's what I'm talking about. Now I've got a very scary job to do as I try to hold off a very angry Red Bull who would definitely appreciate it if I wasn't in his way right now. I cannot believe I'm keeping up with the big boys though. We've got the rich revs, we've got the battery. I'm getting on the brakes early. I don't really want to crash into these guys, ruin their race. That would not be good. What a crazy start though as we go up to I guess it was P7 and the Ferrari jumps it in. He did get damage on lap 1, a lap 1 collision. That was Charles Leclerc who got turn 1 damage at Circuit of the Americas. So with that, we move up to P5. Anyways, we've got a bunch of extra fuel on board. Let's see if we can utilize some of that and maybe keep up with Valtteri Bottas. That would be cool. Oh, and yellow flags behind. What are you guys talking about, yellow flags? Not a single person crashed right there. What are you guys doing? Anyways, move along from that. We'll keep going in this Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas, though, 1.4 seconds in front. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. 1.5, what, 1.6. Yeah, it's going to be tough to keep up with the fast. What, 1.7? Yeah, make that a 2.4 second gap now as we go on to lap number 3. I think it's pretty safe to say the front runners are significantly faster than my car. I mean, we're gonna hold it as much as we can. He's got DRS. I'm sure he's got that car turned right the way up. Yeah, that's scary when you see a Red Bull that close. 3.5 seconds. I'm just going to ignore them. I'm leading my very own Grand Prix back here. Yo, those Red Bulls are actually so slow in a straight line. I just pulled away from him as he was sitting in our slipstream. That's crazy. Okay, if we know that, then we might not actually be in that bad shape. Maybe it is enough, actually. With our top speed, we can actually pull away from Alex Albon. That's sick. Okay, keep going. Keep going. So, update. We're up to lap number 8 in this Grand Prix now. This is the lap we are going to be making our pit stop on. These tires are getting very sketchy in the rear. In terms of tire wear, they're not actually doing that bad. It's just they're getting very hot on there. Anyways, so for the moment, we've been able to hold Alex Albon behind. Like, he goes for an overtake every now and again. Oh, no. Please don't let him. Please don't let him. Box him out. Box him out. Keep him around the outside. Or he's got the inside. I'll hold it around the outside. It's gonna switch back to the inside. I've gotta make it before that. Up. Thank you. That was sketchy. That was so sketchy. I think you can definitely see that it's time to go into the pits and get these tires off. They are not doing super well. So up and into the pits we go. Somebody else has made a pit stop. We will take a look in a second. That's one of the Ferraris and one of the Red Bulls up there and one of the Mercedes. Okay, so at least we're not the only person coming in. So that sort of calms me down a little bit. I was definitely a little bit worried about being the only one who was going to come in and make a pit stop, but that's nice to see that there's some other people in here. That was a super pit stop as well. 2 seconds dead for the pit stop. That is amazing. GG, boys. Everybody has also opted for the soft compound tires, so we've all got the exact same strategy today, so we've just got to put some laps in now and do our job. Unfortunately for us, though, we have come out directly behind the slowest car in the world. Out of the way, you moron. Anyways, good news for us. We've actually got Charles Leclerc in front of us now, so we're actually not doing too bad. He's only 2.7 seconds in front of us, as well as he's trying to navigate through all of this traffic as well. Speaking of, we'll see what happens. There is Verstappen in the pits, and there is Alex Albon. No way. No way we get out in front of Alex Albon, and that was such a bad pit stop from him. He's 2 seconds behind now. All right, George, you got to get out of the way, buddy. George! Thank you, George. With that, though, we're gaining on Charles Leclerc. Not the most legit way of doing it, but I'll gladly take it. We're even going to turn our car up to rich revs, use up some of our battery as well. See if we can get almost a toe off the back of that Ferrari and run away from those guys behind. Okay, Charles Leclerc, I think, has a bigger problem than we initially thought. We thought it was just like a little bit of contact on lap number 1, but no, there is something very wrong with that car right now. I'm 1.1 seconds behind. Hello, Mr. Charles Leclerc, as he pulls a massive drift out of the corner. I think we figured out what the problem with that Ferrari is. Teammate is in the pits. Mick has finally jumped on in. Leclerc is staying out even after pulling that enormous drift right there. That's insane. What are you doing? We passed some more people in the pits. I'm gonna go late on the brakes. Charles Leclerc, that is not how you do that. That's running wide. My bad. With a little bit of DRS and some slipstream, can I do it this time? Please. There we go. He doesn't have any DRS. He's gonna have no defense for this. I'm gonna swing it to the outside this time around. Try to go late on the brakes with Charles Leclerc. Can I run it around the outside? I can. He nearly lost the entire car right there. Jeez, buddy. Anyways, next up, we've got Lance Stroll, who I assume also hasn't gone in for his pit stop yet. That's going to be our P6 back. Lance, you gotta do me a huge favor right here. Carlos Sainz is behind. Do not let that man go past. No way. I'm going to swing it to the outside. It's going to be an exact repeat of what we did to Charles Leclerc. Okay, Lance, hold him up, please. Please, 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 please. My car does not feel that quick out here. We've got our pit stop on lap 16 still. Yes, get in there, Lance. That is what I'm talking about. Lance is slowing him down. It's the Canadian connection. That's what I'm talking about. Lance, please. Oh, well, we got a couple of corners of Lance holding them up. Carlos Sainz, 1.5 seconds behind. We've got our pit stop on lap 16. Let's put some distance in and see where we stand in a bit. So, update. We're up to lap 17 in this Grand Prix now. This is when we were supposed to come in. My tires actually aren't doing that badly, but I think in terms of like the strategy stuff, I probably want to do whatever Carlos Sainz is doing. And I have a feeling Carlos Sainz is coming in this lap as well. Let's see. Did I nail that? Did I nail that? I can't look yet. Pop it down. Nailed it. NCP, boys, we need another killer pit stop today. Please, please, please. Another 2 seconds. He's coming. He's coming. Toss him on. 2.9. Yes! That's what I'm talking about, boys. We dropped down to P10. We've actually got our teammate in P8 in front of us. That's pretty cool. Anyways, unfortunately, for the next 10 laps in this Grand Prix, we are going to be fighting off Carlos Sainz, that McLaren. Although on paper, it says our car is faster than theirs. Not around this circuit. No way. If I can get past these two guys, that would be amazing. I think Mick Schumacher actually is listening to the team radio for the first time ever. He is doing the strategic blocking Mick, you goddamn legend. Yo, even better news. These guys are all on the medium compact. Wait. These guys are on the medium. Wait. I don't think these guys have another pit stop. I didn't even think that that was a possibility today. I don't know why. I just completely forgot about that. Anyways, I'm gonna need to overtake these guys properly. Mick Schumacher isn't doing strategic blocking. He's trying to beat me in this Grand Prix. Okay, we've got DRS. We've got everything. Our teammate goes defensive. Oh my god, my teammate nearly just crashed into me. Mick! Stop it! Mick, you're an absolute spoon, buddy. You're an absolute spoon. You let Gasly go past. Meanwhile, I'm still stuck here looking like an absolute moron. Mick, if you do not move over, I am gonna fire you and make you unemployed. He's running away. Mick Schumacher is letting Gasly run away right now. What did I do to get out of my way? Get out of my way. You're fired. We're finding a new teammate. That's
safety car, safety car. No overtaking. Reduce your pace.
Yeah, Valtteri Bottas on the right-hand side of your screen there blew up his engine. Good job. Okay, well, that's not good news for us because there's only like a couple of laps left in this Grand Prix. Shit, sorry. And we're in P6. I need to be in P4. So here we go. The safety car is going in. Lewis Hamilton is leading us away. We are in P6 in this Grand Prix with a couple of positions to make up. Can we do it? Wait for the green flag and we will pounce on Pierre Gasly as we get a little bit of slide out of the back of the car through the final corner there. That wasn't perfect. Mick Schumacher behind. Mick Schumacher behind is going to do some strategic blocking for us. Hold Alex Albon off, and I can go full focus on getting on the podium in this Grand Prix. Gasly and Kvyat are both on very, very old tires, and I think it's the same for the Racing Point up in front as well. Here we go. Close right into the back of Gasly. Jeez, he's fast out of the corners, man. Use some rich revs. Use up some battery. We're gaining. We're gaining. This is going to be late breakers right here. This is going to be late breakers. Swing it to the inside. There we go. Number one is done. And with that, we move up to P5. Those are some huge championship points for us. This next one should be a little easier. Kvyat is on the hard compound tires. This is about to be an exact copy of the last overtake. Oh, I don't know if I'm close enough. Reel him in. Reel him in. Late breakers. I'm not close enough. I'm not close enough. That's not good. I need more. Do I have enough going up the hill this time? Late on the brakes. Put the nose in. Not the cleanest overtake, but FIA probably looks the other way, right? Let's just ignore that very clean and not at all controversial overtake, okay? Let's move on from that. And I'm going after Sergio Perez. 1.6 seconds in front. I've got 2.5 laps to get him. That's it. We've got a little bit of rich revs onto the last lap of this Grand Prix we go. 1 second separates Sergio Perez and I. Battery, rich revs, everything. DRS open. 0.9 seconds. I don't think I'm close enough. I'm not close enough. No, don't do me like this. Lewis Hamilton goes and sets a purple lap on the last one. Takes the victory out here today as we drift it. Oh, we even ran out of fuel right there at the end. That was a race. P4. Driver of the day, Danny Kvyat. GG, my man. Yo, after that one, Lewis is gonna be so happy because Valtteri's getting the DNF, getting no points at all. Lewis is gonna close right in on the championship. Lewis might even take P1 for right now. And the man who's retiring does it again. I don't even know how many races that is in a row on the podium. GG, Mr. Sebastian Vettel. I cannot believe we got that P4 in the end. And no, Mick Schumacher got overtaken at the end, drops down to P9. At least we got both cars in the points. That's so sick. I'm just gonna say though, what happened to Max Verstappen? Started P3 and then finished up in P15, doing a 2-stop strategy, same as us. I don't know what happened. And then if we head over to the standings, it is a 12-point gap between Valtteri and Lewis. It is super close. In terms of the constructors, again, we're sort of trying to close in a little bit. We're 12 points away from P6. We might be able to move up a couple of positions. That would be great. We've got a bunch more R&D stuff to do. We got a bunch of money in the bank as well. So I think the next episode is going to be a good one. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. That is F1 2020, my team career mode. See you guys next time. Bye.